There's like a little curse on the table. His little smirk, side profile smirk. That was...
completely ruined my magic potions in the bathroom!
Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful anime fans. Shelby here, and today is another episode of Anime Simp Hour. This one, if you guessed Howl from Howl's Moving Castle, you are correct. So I do not have, like, merch or anything for him, because I literally just watched the movie, actually, like a week or so ago. A friend of mine had a ticket. She's supposed to go, I think, with her brother or something, and then he couldn't go. So she was like, hey, you haven't seen it yet. You want to go watch it for free? And I was like, yeah, duh. So me, her, one of our other friends had a little girls' day and went and hung out and then went to the movie. So it was very fun. I really enjoyed the movie way more than I thought I was. It makes me now want to go watch the other ones. I have not seen any Studio Ghibli? I don't really fully know the right pronunciation. I've not seen any of them. Howl's Moving Castle is the first one I have ever seen. So it was definitely fun. I had a great time. Howl. Listen. I at least knew who Howl was. I'd never seen it, but I at least knew him. Like if I saw him on like Pinterest, I'd be like, oh, that's Howl. He's from Howl's Moving Castle. But I never actually seen it. And I mean, listen. The man's hot. Alright. I don't know what to tell you. But, so after watching him in that movie, I was like, I need to add him to my Anime Simp Hour topics, because obviously he was someone to talk about. So I had to add him here. For anyone who is new, I know I'm technically normally a reaction channel. I'm kind of changing up my content a little bit, taking a break from reacting, and I love talking, and I love talking about specific anime and anime characters. I get really deep into stuff, and I give people way more detail than they asked for, because I just like talking, and I like talking about it. So, consider this, me and you, we're friends, we're chilling, we're at like a coffee shop or something, and we're talking about anime, and we're talking about Howl specifically. So consider that kind of what this is, you know. I really want to get like a coffee cup, like a customized one, and have it say like Anime Simp Hour on it. What do y'all think? Would that be cool? But this is kind of new here, so I'm going to be trying this for like about a month or so and just kind of see how it goes, how much you guys seem to like it, how much I enjoy making it. Because I need to be happy, right? I also need to enjoy what I'm creating for you all. So if it seems like I'm not having fun, then it's not going to be fun for you. And so far, I've been having so much fun. Normally, I try to keep the, like, aesthetic of the character, but I don't have any merch of him. I really didn't fully know what to wear that would work with him. So I was like, I guess I'll just wear this kind of yellowish. It used to be more of a pastel, but I've had it for a really long time, so I didn't really know what else to wear. So I'm not going to be very Howl aesthetic right now. I did do like a pinkish kind of eyeshadow though. You can't really tell. Mother fluffin. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh. So yeah. So this is my bad. If I don't have like anything that kind of goes with the aesthetic of the character, I'll probably just wear whatever. Maybe try to find a color that the person wears or kind of that resembles them and go with that. If I do have something that I can put together, or if I have merch or something, then I'll wear that. Like for my what would be Zoro? Zoro, I have a Zoro shirt that I wore and wore like green eyeshadow. I was able to like make that work. Shaylien, I don't have merch for yet, but I really want merch. But I wore this like white long sleeve sweater, kind of goes with his robes and bandages, and then I had my hair in his like little thing like this. So I had the aesthetic. Didn't really know how to do that with Howl. So this is what we're doing. I figured it was at least something. It's colors, you know. So yeah, if you have not seen any of my other Anime Simp Hour topic conversations, I will put a playlist link up here that you can go to and watch any of the other ones. And at the end, stay tuned for the end of the video, because I am giving hints to the character that I will be doing next. I am giving a quote hint at the end, and you can guess who you think the next one is going to be, and then in that video, you can, when it comes out, you can be like, hey, I was right. Woo! Or, oh man, I had it wrong. You know, something like that. So, and I have to remember who the next character is, because I don't remember who it'll be. So, yeah, no. Oh, okay, I know who it is. So, yeah. So stay tuned for that. Go check out my other social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, not Lemonade. I'm not even on Lemonade. Patreon, Etsy, and I have the membership, thing on YouTube. I just do emojis and badges right now. I made them. No AI, no somebody else did it. I did. So go over there if you want. You can use, maybe if I have an emoji of a character I've done, or you guess who it is, you can use the emoji or something. That would be cool. I need to make more. I need more people to pay though. I haven't had anyone yet. So it says I can't do any more until I get like 2 more or something. So, you know, whatever. Anyway, I've been yapping for 6 minutes. See, this is why I'm doing the anime Simp Hour, because I love yapping. And clearly people don't like that when you're reacting. So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to get started with Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. Here we go. I think one of the first things I really want to talk about when it comes to Howl is blonde or black hair. How are we feeling? I feel like that's just what I want to know. I personally, in my opinion, I like blonde a little bit more. Something about just how his hair looks. Like it's a little bit longer at that time. It's very pretty looking to me. And I do like blondes. I've noticed a like character trend I do tend to like characters that have like a different type of hairstyle or like lighter hair. I like Zoro. The green hair. I love Chuya. He's got orange fucking hair. You know, there's a lot of characters that I've noticed that I tend to have pattern. And then Deidara from Naruto. He's blonde. And I love him. Like, it's just... and sometimes it's, you know, I love Genu from Solo Leveling. He's black hair. Shaylien from Heaven Official's Blessing. Brunette. But I love him so much. Like, it's such a weird pattern for me. If it's not the hair that I'm drawn to, it's something else. I prefer him as a blonde mainly because of how his hair looks in the beginning. It's kind of longer. I don't know, just the way that it looked to me in the beginning when it was blonde, when we first kind of see him for a little bit, I preferred it more that way. I still like the black hair though. He still looked really good with the black hair. I don't know. I was kind of like, I kind of wish he was a blonde, if anything longer. I feel like he wasn't blonde long enough, is my thing. So I'm kind of like, you know, the black did look good, especially when he like gets kind of lazy and doesn't want to go see is it Salamander? Something like that. He doesn't want to go meet her, and he's like trying to get Sophie to go in his stead as his mother. And like, it looks really good there. I like longer hair. That is something I've noticed. Some characters I like short hair, like Zoro. Zoro's short, and I love his hair. Gojo has long hair. Chuya, you know, has that one side where it's longer. Genu has decently long hair. I tend to like people with slightly longer hair. I'm learning that about myself right at this moment. But I liked it more blonde, but I do understand if people prefer the black too. Like, I understand both sides, so it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we all have our own opinions, and it doesn't, you know. Just comment if you like blonde or black hair. Let me know. Because I did personally like the blonde, but I also liked the black too. If you asked me which one I preferred, I would say blonde. But I also, at the same time, both he still looked incredibly hot in. So, you know. I didn't know Studio Ghibli. I probably should have looked it up before doing this video. Anyway, I didn't know they had, like, just a character with some RIZZ. Like, everything I've seen about the movies from that, like Spirit Away, Princess Mononoke, like the other ones I've never really heard anybody talk about like a character like him. That had just so much RIZZ that was just incredibly hot. Like, I've never had somebody come to me and be like, oh, you should watch one of these movies because of this man. I've only ever really heard that with Howls, but I just didn't really, I thought it was just because he was hot. I was like, oh, it's probably because he's hot, right? That's probably why people like him so much, right? No. The man has some RIZZ. He's very flirty. He's the that's my girl thing had me in a chokehold for a while. I was shocked to see that. I was like, okay. It was just a very surprising kind of a thing for me. I never really thought about watching those movies from those people to be like, oh wow, like I'll watch it because this guy is really hot and apparently is really cool. I don't know if any other movies are like that. I don't really think they are based on what I know or what people have told me. But I'm like, I need to just get on the Studio Ghibli train. I might go see Spirited Away. I think Spirited Away is supposed to be in theaters in like October or something. I might go see it. Or just find it on stream. I also liked the interesting side of how when he kind of like snaps, you know, and when his hair accidentally gets turned to orange and then it changes to black and he like, I don't know, he gets this like childlike mentality and gets very vulnerable. And I was very shocked to kind of see that side of him. It was a very interesting part of him that I was not anticipating we would see. And I kind of liked it though, because it's like, you see this guy with such confidence and very strong and very powerful, and to see him kind of have that moment of vulnerability, you're like, oh, you are human. You're not just like, oh, you're just some confident, strong man who literally can do anything. You're like, you have some of your own faults and some of your own doubts even too. Like it kind of adds more to his character specifically because of that. And I do really enjoy that a lot. And I don't really know where that like childlike mentality fully comes from. If it came from like maybe his childhood. We didn't really see a full amount of his childhood. We had really just seen how he eats the star and then his heart comes out and it's calcifered. Like, we saw that, but I don't recall really actually seeing anything further beyond that. So maybe there's something that we just don't see that kind of gives him that mentality. Maybe he had to grow up young, so he never fully got to act like a child. So now that he kind of has moments of that side. Or I kind of thought maybe when he become like a witch student, like going under a salamander or something, maybe that did something to him. Like maybe that kind of just made him have that mentality. Because there kind of seemed to be some kind of thing between those two, like some kind of beef or some kind of like, something there. Like he just seemed like he was scared of her in terms of strength. So it kind of seemed like maybe that was why. Maybe she wouldn't allow him to act like a child. He couldn't go do things. So now that he's not under her and can do it, he chooses to act that way. Is what I kind of assumed. Could be so wrong. I really loved Calcifer. My friend had told me, she was like, I know you're gonna love Howl. She's like, but my favorite character is Calcifer because you'll see. And she showed me at least a picture of him and he was a little fire pit. And I was like, oh, he's so cute. I was like, oh, I see why you like him. Like, he's adorable. And then actually watching the show or the movie, I really got to see just how, like, I get why you love him so much. He's probably my second or third favorite, probably. Like, he's just so funny. I loved how sassy he was. Who knew a heart can be sassy, right? Who knew? I loved the twist, too, that he was Howl's heart. I liked that kind of twist. I didn't really see that. I know he mentioned he was like a fire demon and he had some kind of contract with Howl and he was moving the castle around. Like, that was him doing all of that. I just didn't realize he would actually end up being his heart specifically. And that was a surprising twist put into it that I did enjoy too. He was just so funny. And it really adds more as to how he is with Sophie too, to know that that is Howl's heart as well. And to kind of see that too. You're like, oh, that makes sense too, why he kind of listened to her so easily and kind of seemed to grow a liking to her is because he's Howl's heart. That makes sense. Oh, and who knew you could do that by eating a star? Don't go try that at home. Don't go try that at home, kids. It may not work out the way it did for him. I really liked how he was so freaked out to seeing Salamander. So he makes Sophie go and pretend to be his mother. Because he's like, I don't want to see her. I'm lazy. She scares me. Like, all of this stuff. And then he ends up being there anyway. Realizes he actually had something to protect. He didn't want to lose her. He didn't want Salamander to hurt her. So he actually ended up going and getting out of that fear and getting out of the laziness to go do that. I was like, that was awesome. And then plus him continuing to fight when the people strike in the town. And she kind of tells him that she liked him better when he was lazy. And, and like, you know, kind of tells him to stop and everything. And him saying that he now has something to protect, which is her. He's got so much RIZZ, you know? And I thought it was adorable. It was honestly so cute. I thought those two were really adorable together. I'm happy she eventually got out of the being old. That was kind of, once their relationship, you could tell, was kind of taking that way a little bit. I was kind of like, it got kind of creepy a little bit when she was old. But I am happy she at least kind of, that stopped, however it stopped. Like, I was happy that happened at least, but it was a little weird at the beginning. Once you could kind of see that starting to form and stuff. I was like, can she go back to being younger again? Like, if we're gonna go down this route, can we just make her a little bit younger? Thankfully, they did, so we're fine. I assume the reason he was just scared of Salamander was probably just how strong she was. Because I think he says strength, or her power, is what kind of scared him. But I also really wonder if there's not more to it than that, just because of the way he acts. And then you also discover, too, that he used to be under her, like, kind of her apprentice. Like, witch apprentice, right? So you're like, okay, maybe that is why that he's scared of her, is because a combination of being her student could have been terrifying, and how strong she is terrifying, so it just freaked him out. But the kid that was there in the place that escorted Sophie to her kind of looked like Howl. This is a younger version of Howl. And that really made me kind of just sus. I'm like, did she clone him? Because you see the mayor or whoever the hell shows up and it's like two different people. Oh wait, no, never mind. One was Howl. I'm just kidding. I forgot one was Howl in disguise. But the kid, though. The kid looked like Howl. So I'm like, did she clone him? Did she make a replica of Howl? I don't understand. Something seemed weird about her from the beginning. So I feel like there could be a little bit more to him being a little bit scared of her than just her strength. To me, anyway. The addition of him being able to fly was also really cool. I liked he could turn himself into this type of a bird and fly around. But But it seemed to imply that the more he did it, he could lose, like, a sense of humanity. Like, he could turn into that creature. So that was interesting. Like, I kind of liked that there was a little bit of a risk with that spell or whatever he was doing. I liked the ankle shot of him. I think it's when we first see him using it, when he comes back to the castle and he, like, gets on the chair. He's like this in it, and he's like, ugh, you know, it's got, like, his, like, jaw or whatever, and you're like, and he slowly, like, is changing back, and so you see, like, the blonde coming out, and you're like, that was a great shot. They knew what they were doing, but I liked kind of the risk of that spell of, like, he could lose himself, it seemed like, if he continued on to do it. So the fact that he still continued to do it and even did it close to the end in order to save Sophie and risking him potentially losing himself to that thing is, I think, just cute and scary at the same time. Because he probably would have been super terrifying if that thing took over. The Witch of the Waste, I believe, is who she was. I don't blame her for liking Howl so much. I don't. I really don't. I understand why she liked him and was a little bit obsessed. I completely understand. But woman, you were how old? When by the time you realized her true, like, age, she was like 100. I'm just like, honey. And even taking the heart. She actually took the heart. And I'm like, bro. Listen, I get it. The man is hot as shit. I understand. But, like, you're how old? Again. Like, that thing was very interesting to me. Her random little addition was odd. I kind of figured she would just disappear out of the story. So the fact she kind of stuck around, I was like, I mean, it's not bad. I just was kind of like, you're just so... I don't know. She kind of creeped me out a little bit. I'm going to be entirely honest. She kind of creeped me out a little bit. And, I mean, I don't blame her for liking him so much. I mean, look at him. I would too. Would I try to steal his heart, though? No. Because it's his heart. What if he died? Because I took it away. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't personally do that. But, whatever. I would have liked to see him use his magic a little bit more. We got to see it a couple times, but not as much as I would have expected, with that being his, like... We got to mainly see him use the flying spell for a majority of the show. Or movie. I keep calling it a show. Movie. But I just wish we could have got to see that a little bit more. Like, maybe him actually do, like, a cool battle with his power. You know? Like, find another witch with his power. Like a witch-on-witch fight. You know? That would have been really cool. I would have loved to see more of that kind of a thing. That's what I thought would happen at some point, because of what it was kind of about and having witches. I was like, oh, it's definitely going... We're gonna have some type of a cool, like, witch fight. You know what I mean? Never happened. Well, it did once. It did with Salamander and Howl. But I wish it was a little bit longer. I feel like I wish we could have gotten to see a little bit more, because I think it would have been really fun to see, like, a battle between two really strong magic users, like those two specifically. I think it would have been really cool just to have it a little bit more, like, just a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. I feel like it just kind of happened and then ended super quick, and it just would have been really cool to watch, like, the powers and all that stuff. You know, really get to see how it fully works in the sense of a battle, I guess is what I... Speaking of the topics of him being hot, there's, like, the very, kind of in the beginning-ish, when Sophie finds him after turning old because of the Witch of the Waste, and she's like, ends up, she has, like, an envelope in her pocket that she doesn't even know that she has, and she gives it to Hal because he knows it's there, and it does, like, a little curse on the table. His little smirk, side profile smirk. That was look, I love side profiles. I love side profiles of any character. Something about side profiles just does it for me. You also add that kind of a smirk that he had, you're gonna lose me. And my friends did. We were sitting there in the middle of the movie theater, he did that, I was like, oh my god. They both just were sitting like one side of both sides of me, and I was in the middle, and they both are just laughing at me because I'm like, oh my. I was like, oh damn. Okay, I see you. Like, that, yeah. That was very difficult for me. I don't fully even remember what happened. I'm gonna be so honest. I think he got rid of like the flame around it. The curse was still there, but he did something to like get rid of parts of it or something. I just don't remember what happens after that. I kind of blacked out. I'm gonna be so honest. Kind of blacked out. But that was... They knew what they were doing. They so knew what they were doing. The line that he said when his hair changed to orange and then went to black, he makes the comment that he has to be beautiful. Or something. I don't remember his exact words. But it was like something like that I have to be beautiful. And I'm just like, why? I was like, oh, why does he have to be beautiful? Like, I didn't really understand that. And I don't know if that's like, again, something from his childhood, his past, like being under Salamander maybe. Or maybe that's just a him thing. Maybe it's just a him, like, deal of wanting to be pretty and wanting to be a handsome man, maybe. Maybe it's just a Howl type of thing that that's what he wants. I don't know. But that was just an interesting line that he said that I kind of wish they dived into more to kind of see, like, oh, what was this like? What was the dynamic here? And it was just really cool. It was really awesome. And I kind of wish it was more discussed. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I still liked the line, though, because it really kind of showed, like, he really cares about his appearance. You know, I didn't really fully realize it until he said that. And I was like, oh, he really cares about his appearance. Like, that's... like, he actually gives a shit about his appearance. And this is driving him insane because of his hair change color. And, you know, that was nuts. But Howl is just such a cool... He was a cool character. He was really fun. I loved his just dynamic with, like, Sophie. They were so cute. Like, even from the first moment of meeting each other to the very end was just adorable. I loved both of them very much. They were just so cute. I was just like, they're gonna end up together, right? Like, they just simply have to. And, you know, she realizes how to save him from giving his heart back. And thankfully, Calcifer was alright. He's chill. He's chilling. And I loved the movie a lot. The movie was really, really good. I've only seen this movie, so I can't be like, it's my favorite Studio Ghibli, because it's the only one I've seen. But I hope to watch some of the other ones. I think that one has got me more motivated to watch some of the others. So, I think I'm going to. I will keep you all posted if I obviously do. I'm probably going to watch Spirited Away next, because I've heard a lot of good things about that. So, but I really enjoyed the movie, and Howl specifically was just not fully who I was expecting him to be, but I also loved it because he was just really cool and very, like, you know, he was full of RIZZ. He was, like, just confident and, like, all the stuff, and I was like, oh, God. Again, the scene with his side profile and the devilish smirk that was the problem for me. That, and there was another moment, I think before that. Drawing a blank on what it was. But, yeah, that was a problem. I, again, loved Howl. Howl was honestly such a cool, interesting character for this movie. I was definitely not expecting him as a character in something like Studio Ghibli. I was very surprised. Wasn't really expecting anybody like him, I guess, in these types of movies, so it was really interesting. I don't think there's one like him in the others, but you know what? Oh well, I still kind of want to try him. I still want to know so badly, but still, yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Anime Simp Hour. I had a lot of fun doing this one because I really enjoyed Howl. And it was kind of nice to remember everything from the movie. I love... What was I about to say? Okay, yeah. Let me know what you guys agreed with on this. You know, if you preferred his hair blonde or black hair. If I missed anything, because I probably did, because I've only seen it once. So, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments. And if there's enough, I could do a part 2. Or if anything, I could just either respond in the comments, or I can, you know, I can do like a short form video, like a 2-3 minute video just talking about it. So if I missed anything, let me know and we can, you know, figure that out. If I have a decent amount of ones, I can maybe just do like a part 2. But, you know, yeah. And again, continue to let me know how you guys like these series that we're doing, because I really enjoy them. I'm having so far a lot of fun doing this, so I hope you guys like it too. I really want you guys to, because I'm having fun. I'm having fun doing this. I like sitting here just talking to you guys. I kind of feel like we're having like a interaction. I'm not just watching something and reacting or anything. I'm actually like talking to you and actually get to like, you know, communicate. So it's been fun. And the first episode of, well, by the time I'm recording this, the first episode is in like a week. So this is the last video I had to be caught up through October, and then the rest of the week I'm going to start with November. And I have to do like 10 for November. So it's going to be fun. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And for your hint of the next character, so after this one comes out, well, actually, this is not even going to be the end of October. I've already done the end of October. I accidentally did these out of order, and so I have to remember what I did. But, so every video is going to have a hint at the very end of who the next character is going to be. And I'm doing a quote right now. I might mix it up at some point, but for right now, it's just going to be a quote. Something that the character has said, and then you can, in the comments, let me know who you think it is. That way I know you saw this too, and then, you know, you can tell me if you got it. And then when that video comes out, you can be like, hey, I was right, or, oh, I was close, you know, something like that. You can tell me if you got it right. And so I'm trying to think about, there's one line I can think of for this character, but you're gonna know it. That's what my problem's been. Every one I think about is like, people are gonna know it immediately. So I'm like, I have 2 ones I can do. Both of them are probably going to be obvious, but I think I have one that I'm going to do. I do these on the spot too. I should probably really think about it before I do it, but I forget every single time. So I keep doing them on the spot. Maybe you guys like it that way, watching me just sit here and be like, So, the quote for the next character that is going to be on here. You ready? I'm gonna go. This is my drink, even though I've finished it, basically. Ready? Tasty! That's your hint. Let me know in the comments who you think the next character is. And like always, I'm happy you were here. Believe it.
Anyway, bye-bye.